you smell what The Rock is cooking. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Gridiron Junkies official YouTube channel. As always, I'm your host, Rick Horn, and man, I'm rocking my XFL gear today. I've got my Battlehawks jersey. I've got my Battlehawks hat. I know you can't see the front logo because I wanted you people to see my beautiful face today, but man, am I excited. I know a lot of you heard about the news that broke out. We finally know who the new owners of the XFL are, and you know what? Just big round of applause. Cheer as loud as you can for everybody in the back. All of the haters that said that the XFL was dead and gone. Man, just big round of applause for those folks because they are eating their words today. Because we found out that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a new partial owner of the XFL. And man, is that huge. I mean, just with him alone, I mean, the star power that brings the XFL. I mean, the guy is an absolute global icon. You can throw a dart at pretty much anywhere on a world map, on land, of course, not in the water. So long as you hit land, you can pretty much go to anywhere on that map, wherever that dart lands, and show whoever you want a picture of him. Whoever's just walking the streets, either ask them if they know who he is, or show them a picture of him, and I guarantee you 8 to 9 times out of 10 they're going to know who The Rock is, or at least know that face, right? So the star power that this brings to XFL is just absolutely massive. But I did do a little bit more research before I made this video on the folks that The Rock is bringing in tow with him to this new XFL ownership / partnership. And man, they are some absolute heavy hitters. I mean, they're kind of more behind the scenes type heavy hitters, but they are some heavy hitters with some deep pockets nonetheless. So I do want to dive into that before we talk a little bit more about, the main attraction here, which is The Rock. But one of the people that he's bringing into this with him is Dany Garcia. Now, if you don't know who Dany Garcia is, she is actually the Rock's ex-wife, which is kind of weird, I know. I miss my ex-wife all the time, but to be fair, my truck doesn't drive very fast, and she's always been good at dodging our issues anyway. Just kidding. But anyway, so yeah, his ex-wife, they've had a lot of business partnerships over the years since, they divorced. She is the absolute definition of a self-made woman. She was born in and raised in New Jersey to Cuban immigrants. She was majoring in international marketing and finance at the University of Miami, where she earned a bachelor's degree, I want to say around in 1992 type time frame. And she actually ended up rising all the way to the rank of associate vice president at Merrill Lynch, which, if you didn't know, Merrill Lynch is just an absolute Goliath of an investing and wealth management division of the Bank of America. And shortly thereafter, she founded her own wealth management firm in 2002, but ended up leaving the world of finance in 2008 to manage her ex-husband, Dwayne Johnson's career, and kind of helping him transition from a wrestler, with a few solid movies, to just an absolute global superstar. Today, she is the founder and CEO of the management firm, The Garcia Companies, representing the likes of, again, The Rock, and along with the star from The Man of Steel, Henry, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Cavill. So anyway, Superman, the guy from the Superman movie, she manages him, right? And she is really a huge reason for The Rock holding the type of global limelight that has shined on him. So, I mean, just having her as a partner, that's going to be huge, from a management standpoint, kind of knowing how to market the XFL. Marketing is going to skyrocket now with her, kind of working behind the scenes on that front. So that's going to be huge. So that should be awesome. They also brought in Jerry Cardinale, who is the founder of Redbird Capital Partners, which is a private investment firm that currently manages $4 billion of capital across its core industry in sports, as well as financial and consumer services. Jerry has, over the last 20 years, been responsible for the creation of several multi-billion-dollar sports and entertainment companies in partnership with some really big rights holders, to include the Yes Network with the New York Yankees, the Legends Hospitality with the New York Yankees and the Dallas Cowboys, along with a lot of on-location experiences with the NFL, and just a litany of other partnerships with the players' associations of the NFL, Major League Soccer, Major League Baseball and the WNBA. So they have a multi-billion-dollar investment firm working behind them from a financial standpoint. So you have, the financial side of it with that Redbird Capital Partners and, Jerry Cardinale, and the marketing side with Danny Garcia, just two Goliaths in that regard. So that should be awesome. And then obviously the main attraction here, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a man who really does not need much of an introduction. I mean, the guy is just a textbook definition of an A-list superstar. But, kind of a little bit of background that I thought was a little bit interesting on him that I didn't necessarily know before. Some of this I did know, some of this I just kind of found interesting that I just learned today. So he did play football in college. He was kind of a highly touted prospect. He received a lot of offers from Division I schools, but he actually ended up deciding on a full scholarship with the University of Miami, where he did win a national championship with them as a defensive tackle. And he actually, this is kind of funny. So he didn't make it into the NFL, but he did have a short stint with the Canadian Football League. He only lasted there about 2 months, and then it actually ended up getting cut from the Calgary Stampeders. Like I said, just after 2 months. And at the time, he only had $7 in his pocket. And that $7 is actually pretty significant because him and his ex-wife, Danny Garcia, are co-founders and co-CEOs of $7 Productions. I'm not going to go down the list of absolute blockbuster hits that they've produced, but they have produced a ton of just absolutely hit blockbuster type movies. So it's kind of fun, kind of a fun thing to know. But as part of the press release, The Rock did come out on Twitter and say, "With my trailblazing partner Danny Garcia and Redbird Capital, we have acquired the XFL. With gratitude and passion, I've built a career with my own two hands and will apply these calluses to our XFL brand. Excited to create something special for the fans. #XFL, #full circle." Now, The Rock did actually go on in another statement to say that the acquisition of the XFL with my talented partners, Danny Garcia and Jerry Cardinale, is an investment that's deeply rooted in two things: my passion for the game and my desire to always take care of the fans. So, I mean, listen, this is a huge thing. I mean, he's obviously has a lot personally invested in the game of football. He's always been a big fan of football. I mean, he played football in high school and in college and a little bit there in Canada. But he's always loved the game of football. He even made a whole movie on it. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, The Game Plan. I want to say it came out around 2007, 2008. It's a fun family movie. Anyway, so, I mean, he has a lot personally invested in this. And I think having that, and he's always been great with fans. That's no secret. He's always been super, super involved with his fan base, whether it's fans of his movies, fans from his work with the WWE. He has been one of the more requested names at the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So he's an all-around great person. And I mean, I think that one thing that is a little bit overlooked that I think is kind of a great aspect of all of this, having The Rock as partial owner of the XFL, is, as great as it is going to have him, one thing that's neat is he'll always have Vince McMahon kind of as a resource to be able to pick his brain. Now, I think that The Rock is more than capable, especially with these two mega partners that he has working in this. He always has Vince McMahon as a resource. He has him kind of as a lifeline to reach out to, to kind of pick his brain on, what Vince's original visions for the XFL were. He can kind of reach out to him as, far as things that he thought went well, with this reboot, along with things that didn't go so well. So he has all of the resources in the world available to him to make this successful. It almost makes me wonder, again, I know I said this in my last video, and I know it's a bit of a long shot, but it makes me wonder, with somebody, a stand-up guy like The Rock, a very likable person, easily more likable than Vince McMahon, it makes me wonder, once the smoke has cleared on this whole lawsuit thing between Oliver Luck and Vince McMahon, once that all is completely cleared out, I wonder if The Rock would potentially consider reaching out to Oliver Luck, you know, to potentially become the XFL commissioner again. If not, I would be very, very interested, you know, just with the creative mind that The Rock has. It would make me very interested to find out who he would reach out to fill that position as the XFL's commissioner. Anyway, guys, I am super, super excited about this. I've been waiting on this news ever since, you know, the league, I don't want to say folded, you know, I guess you can kind of say folded, but anyway, this is awesome. I'm super excited to see what The Rock does with this. I think that the sky is the limit. I think it's great. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that really try to compare the NFL to the XFL, or, you know, vice versa, and say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. You know, this is going to fail. They'll never compete with the NFL. That's besides the point. I know that I've said this in past videos, but they're not trying to compete with the NFL. And I don't think that The Rock is going to come in here and try to do that. I think that he's just going to take it for what it is. It is a spring football league, almost a developmental football league. And I think, you know, a lot of great future partnerships can be made out of this, just with, you know, the name value that The Rock carries with him. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of an XFL ownership under The Rock in partnership with Danny Garcia and the Redbird Capital Investment Group. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think that this is going to be awesome, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this third run, the first under The Rock, is going to be successful? Do you think it's going to flop? What are some of your thoughts? I'm excited to hear it. Definitely wanted to get this out to you guys as soon as I could. I'm going to head off for now, but it's been real, guys. Y'all take it easy.